Hey everybody, Dr. Willie Jolley, and waiting for my bride. She's coming back in a moment because she had to get something, but she'll be here and we'll be on with you in a minute. So hello to Lottie, Dottie, and everybody. A couple things I want to talk to you about before my bride gets back and we talk about our topic tonight, which you're going to really like. One is, you see I got my orange shirt on that I have been wearing orange the last few days as we celebrate, commemorate, participate in stopping the gun violence in America. And so we're wearing orange, and I've been wearing orange, and even got the chance to go to my high school, Roosevelt Senior High School in Washington, D.C., our class reunion, annual class reunion. And our colors were orange and blue. So I've had orange or orange and blue on for the last few days and had a great time. Now, you've asked for it, and now you're going to have the opportunity, particularly those in the Washington area, to have time with us in a seminar experience. We're very excited. You've asked, when are we going to do a seminar? Well, we're going to do our first annual anniversary brunch and seminar on, thank you, you're so sweet. You're such a sweetie pie. She's a sweetie pie. We've been traveling and we've been doing events, and one of the events, I gave my wife the microphone. So hold on, folks. There we go. Hopefully you can hear now. All right. So as I was saying, isn't she cute? She's a cutie pie. We are having our first anniversary. Our anniversary is on the 20th.
First annual. This is our 34th anniversary.
We're having our first annual anniversary brunch on the 29th. Our anniversary is when?
The 28th.
For many years.
I didn't know what it was.
She forgot.
I didn't remember.
She couldn't remember.
Because it was all really a shock. I wasn't anticipating it, so it didn't stay in my
The concept of getting married was not something she was planning or she was...
but I got it now.
You got it now?
June 28th.
June 28th?
I got it now. Did we say hello? Did we say what the topic was?
No. I told them about my orange shirt. Oh. And I told them they've been asking about a seminar. Or we're going to have a seminar. Our anniversary is the 28th. And the 29th, Saturday the 29th from 11...
We want you to come celebrate with us, which is a brunch.
11:30 to 3 on the 29th, a special
in Washington,
brunch.
D.C.
In Washington, D.C., a special brunch. Now, we have found a wonderful, intimate spot.
Which means there's limited seating.
Very
So it's going to open up at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning if you want to register.
Well, registration opens tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, and whoever gets there first gets there.
Yes.
And those who tarry or delay...
Have to wait till the next time.
Have to wait till the next one. So you've asked for it. We found a nice spot. And as part of the registration, brunch will be included. And that's going to be great. You're going to enjoy the brunch. Good food, good fellowship, and good information to enhance your marriage. So since June is marriage month, and...
We got to sing. The topic this evening is 5 strategies to keep the honeymoon going for the rest of your life. And so Willie is going to sing our theme song. Here we go.
Here we go. What's that song again?
Going to the chapel.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Going to the chapel and we're going to get married. Going and we're gonna get married. I don't know the rest of it.
All right, so that's our theme song.
That's our June theme song.
Yes.
Getting married, going to the chapel.
Yes.
And
so
that's what happened.
Getting married, we're working
that's what happened to us.
Staying married, but we didn't go to the chapel.
We did not go to the chapel.
We went to the Justice of the Peace.
How did it happen? Y'all heard the story last, so I'm not going through it again.
No.
Just that
I stumbled into it.
She was not planning on getting married. She had told me no for months and months, and I caught her in a weak moment, And that's 34 years ago. And so,
The best decision I ever made. So,
okay.
this evening we're focused on keeping the honeymoon going.
Yeah, 'cause we find that people have honeymoon phases and then the honeymoon goes away.
What's the honeymoon phase?
Well, why don't you tell them? I know you got the information, what the honeymoon phase is, because you always got all the research. Go ahead.
It can last from one night to several years, and then it starts to fade. But the honeymoon phase is, I'm just so happy to be around you. I'm deeply in love. The sex is fantastic. Whatever you want, the answer is yes.
That's the honeymoon phase.
Yes.
Well, we've been in the honeymoon phase for 34 years.
With some stumbles
I would
along
say
the
some
way.
stumbles along the way, particularly
Yes.
those first few years. But the last, what?
Because we also blended families, so that was
I'd say the
challenge.
last 20, 25 years, maybe. We've been,
Yes.
I'd say that. It's been a honeymoon. We have a ongoing honeymoon. So what we want to talk about is how do you keep your honeymoon? How do you keep the honeymoon phase going? How do you keep it fresh? How do you keep your marriage exciting? And some of the principles right out of the book last. And I'm very grateful for all the people who've ordered the book, who happened to see me on the Hour of Power on this last weekend. Many people have
Saturday and Sunday.
Global broadcast, and it's still airing in other countries. I think it is in let's see, Australia and Africa, and where the Dutch
Norway?
folks from? Where the Dutch folks from? Amsterdam in the next week, and Norway in the next couple weeks. So we'll continue, but we got a lot of orders.
Which
for
is a good
people
thing.
who want the book, as well as my Attitude of Excellence book, which I talked about. If you didn't see the interview I did and talked about the best is yet to come, you want to see that interview. And it was, so many people said it inspired them, so I'm grateful. Also, the live 2 CD live Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last live recorded at Grace Church. Funny, profound, and hard-hitting when we talk about sex. We don't pull no punches about sex on this one. So this is for adult ears, and we encourage you to get both the books. We recommend you get 2 books, one for each one of you, and the live. And by the end of the month, you'll be able to get the audio book as well as the work book. So we're rolling out. We're pushing this ahead with all the other stuff we got. This is exciting.
All right, so let's
Let's
get back
go
to our topic this evening is how do we keep the honeymoon going?
How do you keep it fresh? How do you keep it
Yes, and we come
exciting?
from 2 different perspectives. The basic principles in the book, but we said, well, what would be your top 5 as to how you keep the honeymoon and the romance going? So we didn't share information this time.
No,
That's
we
what
didn't
we
even
thought.
talk. We haven't even talked about what the points are. Have we?
Well, my points are different.
Step up
Might
a
be
little
what?
Sit. Come closer. I want to get you closer.
My points might be different than his.
Okay, so I want to get close to you.
All right, dear.
You look cute.
Thank you.
I like this new little hairdo.
Thank
She
you.
knows I like it. So she is a cutie pie. And 34 years, I still got the hots for her. That's one of the secrets to us.
Is that one of your points?
I'm not
okay,
telling
we're ready.
you
All
yet.
right.
Okay. So we have not shared the points, that the 5 points to keep the honeymoon going.
What
And
I thought
what
were
she
the
thought,
5 most important.
And I got my 5.
that he thinks is most important. Okay.
All right, you go.
Okay. So, my top 5. First, and I ranked them in order of what I thought was most important.
Okay.
First, I said, I think you must study your mate. Now, and some people might say, well, you need to understand their love language. That's not all of it. You might understand their love language, how they like to receive affection, or how they like for you to talk to them. But to study your mate says that you are analyzing, you're looking at what they're doing. Maybe you might see it more as a story unfolding.
Okay.
And you're looking at that story unfold, and you're actually analyzing the information. Now you say, example, All right, so we got married and we moved into your mother's attic.
Right.
And we really had no furniture.
Right.
And I wanted a desk.
Right.
And I went to
IKEA.
Yes, I have a mental block. I went to IKEA. You were not with me.
I was not with you.
Whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I said, well, my husband can put this together. I know he can put this together. Because my daddy put everything together. Worked on cars, repaired everything.
Built houses.
Willie can put a desk together. And I had a very rude awakening. It was traumatizing. I've been to IKEA one time since then in 34 years. I realized I did not know what you were good at. You were good to me. But what were you good at around the house? What things you like doing? You're not a handyman. You're not a fix-it. You have no interest in that. So I realized I had to step back and say, who is this person? Because we had not lived together.
Right. So I needed to study you because some of your behavior was driving me crazy. and that was a real concern. Maybe some of you out there, may driving you crazy. You have to figure out a way to deal with that. So I had to figure out a way to deal with that. But first I had to understand what makes him behave the way that he does. And I'm talking about in terms of me being a neat freak and everything in order, and I fall apart when there's a mess. He likes a mess. So I had to work through how were we going to work together on that. Right.
And why you were comfortable with a mess.
I grew up.
That's how he grew up, with a mess. So
But it was lots of love.
Lots of love. So my chastising him about being a mess would not have been a very helpful thing for our relationship.
That's right.
So once I observed, I analyzed the situation. I watched how he interacted with his mom. I watched how the household flowed because I was then in the midst in this household as we saved to buy our house. I had to work through how to get him to cooperate, to do some of the things that were important to me.
Right.
And to get him to see that without minimizing the kind of household that you grew up in, because I loved you.
Or criticizing.
Or criticize, right. So to study your mate for me was number one, because it helped me figure out how to fit in, how to adapt and adjust to who you were, and then how to get from you what I needed.
Okay.
Okay?
That's good. What's number two?
No, you tell me your number one.
My number one to keep the honeymoon going is to be focused on the 3 S's of the relationship. And this is right out of chapter 8, the sex chapter.
Is everything in your life around sex? Just a yes or no will do.
Pretty much.
Oh,
all right. So anyway, the 3S marriage system, which was articulated wonderfully by our friend Jerry Jazanowski, who has been a longtime tennis partner of mine. Jerry is, what amazes me about Jerry, he's 80 years old, but you wouldn't know it from looking at him.
Or how he plays tennis.
Let's see, Dell is calling me, so maybe there's some problem. Hey, Dell, I'm on the marriage seminar. Are you watching, or are you calling for some other reason?
I was calling for some other reason. I wanted to introduce you to an incredible friend of mine who's also a music personality.
All right, so I'm on the marriage seminar. I thought it was calling, but it just say hello to everybody and how much you like the book, Make Love, Make Money.
I love the book. I love Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. It's an incredible book and resource, and you definitely need to pick it up.
All right. Thank you, man. And by the way, for those, this is Delatoro McNeil. I thought he was calling me about something he was seeing on the broadcast, but I'll call you back, Del. But anyway, he's the one who came up with the title, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. We had called it Jolly Tips, and he said, I got a better title for you.
Okay, let's get back to your
all right,
number
mine
one.
is Jerry Jazanowski, 80 years old. And when I asked him about how he and his wife have been married over 40 years, he said the 3S system, which works for me. He said sweet, smart, sexy. He said he met a man on the plane. He said he met a man on the plane who had been married 4 times and had given up on marriage. He said marriage doesn't work. And Jerry said, I think you don't know how to make it work. You got to get another system. We talk about in this book systems. He said you got to find a system. First is sweet. And he pointed to his heart. He said you want to find somebody who's sweet. Sweet to you and continues to be sweet to you. She's sweet to me. She's tough as nails any other time, but she is sweet to me. Now, he said smart. My wife is smart. If you ever ask me about my wife, I say she's brilliant and she's beautiful and she's tough as nails. She's smart. She really is smart. She runs everything. She keeps all the balls in the air while I'm trying to beat the bushes. She's making all sorts of your old saying, I shake the tree, and she takes the great apples I make and make applesauce, apple butter, apple wine, apple this, apple that. Anyway, she's smart. Then the third one, he said, start with your heart, then mind, and then he pointed to his pelvic area and then said sexy. So sweet, smart, sexy. I believe that sex plays a big part in your honeymoon. People are waiting for the honeymoon to get it on. You know I'm telling the truth. They're waiting for the honeymoon to get it on. But here's the problem. They after the honeymoon, sometimes they stop after a year. You know, I tell most people in their first year married, they walk around naked so they can just go at it anytime.
Bump into each other.
But after the year or 2 years, having children, and then nothing happening. And look, you got to keep it happening. You got to keep it popping. You got to keep it moving. One thing I can say about our relationship is that we have a very sexy relationship. We really do. And it is not dominated by one party or one person. In other words, I don't mostly initiate the sex. This one does. She initiates it. And so that's good. That keeps it fresh. It keeps it exciting. And so we say keep those 3S systems. Get systems. And so that's my first one.
Okay, so summarize.
All right.
Sweet, sexy, smart. That's your number one.
Sweet, smart, sexy. Let me tell you why I say that it's very important. Because if you put sex too far up into the relationship, it becomes the dominant part of the relationship. Well, you can't stay in bed 24/7. Now, I don't care how much sex you have and how great things are. You got to get up and go to work. You got to eat dinner. You got to take care of the house. You got to have other activities. So if sex is all your marriage is based on, it's going to get old, because if you don't have somebody who's smart, who you can converse with, who you can enjoy being around, and who's somebody who's sweet, who's nasty to you. You know, the Bible says a nasty, nagging spouse is like a dripping pot. So you don't want to be around nasty people who treat you poorly. So sweet is first. They're nice to you. So you can be around them. Then they're smart, so you can enjoy the time. You can converse. Drama.
And you can build your wealth together, so it won't take all your money.
There you go. Hallelujah.
Okay.
Hallelujah. And then finally, it's sexy. The 3S system. So that's my first one.
That's your
to keep
first
the
one.
marriage popping.
Okay. Now, my number 2 is develop a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Why? Because I did not have a sense of humor when I got married.
That's the truth.
I
That's the truth.
came from a fire and brimstone household. My daddy was a preacher, and I just saw everything as being very serious. I had never taken a vacation, and everything was work. And I saw life through a lens of always being serious. But being in the midst of a jolly household with people coming and going, and you never know what was going to happen next, I had to decide that I was going to have a sense of humor. And I would say, you know what? I just had to take it off the shelf. I just had to look at
You took a humor and took it off. You went off the shelf and put it on.
Put it on and say, okay. I just can't be too serious about this.
Right. And that, believe it or not, folks.
Because it would destroy our relationship because it's just too many moving parts. And I had to learn to go with the flow on certain things, like the question that I learned to ask, what's on the schedule? Why? Because I discovered the schedule changes by the day, sometimes by the hour. And so I had to figure out that I had to give up planning, like, okay, we're going to do this on Friday and this is Monday. I had to be like, okay, things change. It's okay.
Which goes to my number 2.
Oh, okay.
Keep the drama down. That was number 2. Because during the honeymoon phase, everything's great. Everything's wonderful. Nobody's arguing. No, hopefully not. In fact, most people have great honeymoons. Now, I had one friend. Hey, Karen Snyder. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. By the way, I got to shout out to Karen Snyder. I got to shout her out because she has been pushing us to have this marriage seminar. And I told her the other day, we're having the seminar on the 29th. Thank you, Karen Snyder. It's going to be the 29th. The registration opens tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. The first, I don't want to give the number because it's limited. It's very limited.
Because it's a small space.
It's small space. Yes. The first ones who get in and get registered will get it. And those who don't will have to wait till the next event. So 9 o'clock at jollymarriage.com/brunch. jollymarriage.com/brunch is where you register tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Anyway, those who are able to keep the drama down, to tap the drama down, are those who can get to the sweet, smart, and sexy. But if you got drama, now most marriages in the honeymoon phase don't have drama. People are sweet, everything's going great, you're having fun. But I did hear one guy who I talked to who said a lady, when he was dating her, she was good, and then the marriage night she became a terror. I mean, just terrible. Now I know another friend who his marriage was never consummated. Never consummated.
Wow.
And so it fell apart. Now this is years ago, but it was bad. So anyway, hey Peggy Morris, you're one of my favorite people too. We're glad so many of you are watching. Thank you.
I love you back.
It's love you. Now we want everybody who's watching share, push it out. So we're talking about, for those who are just joining us, keeping the honeymoon going in your marriage.
And how to do it from each of our perspectives.
From our different. We didn't talk about each one
and
of
your top
five and top 5. What is number 3 for you?
Okay, so what was number 2 again?
All right, number 2 was dampen the drama, or keep the drama down.
Keep the drama down. And I said my number 2 was develop a sense of humor. So perhaps if you develop a sense of humor and lighten up, you won't have a lot of drama.
Right.
How about that?
Good.
Okay. My number 3, apologize quickly.
Well, that goes right with the drama piece.
Well, but that's my number 3. Apologize quickly.
All right.
Because there's so much going on for us because we work together.
Yeah.
And so during the course of the day, we have business decisions that have to be made, and I don't always agree with what you finally decide we want to do. And so after we have our back and forth,
well, let's not even talk about business. Let's not even talk about business. Let's just talk about in our evening time, our weekend time.
The fact that you don't tell me that
I changed something.
That you changed something
and you
in a hurry, and I didn't answer my phone. After
you didn't check your text.
After I had asked
I done bought you every kind of phone there is.
After I had asked.
Apple Watch, Apple phone.
After I had asked
Apple
you.
computer, Apple
iPad.
I
had asked you Friday night, I said, sweetheart, what's our schedule?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And what did you say?
I told you what's the plan.
You said, and I said, I'm going out. I'm going to do yoga. I'm going to do this, and I'll be back home. What time did you say we needed to leave?
11:15
for church.
All right, so.
And I said, okay.
Now, but let me go.
Now, I'm focused on yoga.
Hold on. Let's be honest. Be honest. So I text her and I called her, said, change. We got to make a change. Something came up. We got to make a change. Now
I never saw the text.
I left a message at 8:30.
I was at yoga.
I left a message at 9.
I was at cycling.
And I sent a text at 9:30.
Then I was in the steam.
But I would think you would look
So,
anyway,
no, I did
you
not,
and your watch
because my watch wasn't synced.
All right, so
And I'm not really
but
a
then,
phone
let's
person.
be honest.
Then you finally got. Then you called while I was at Trader Joe's.
Oh, but I want to get to the. I want to get to the crux of this stuff. What time did I say we were going to leave? 11:15.
11:15.
So I figured she'd be here by 10:45. Because either way, we'll be okay because we've changed. But if she says by 10:45, that gives her a half hour. Take about a half hour to get ready. She rolled up in 11:45, 10:45.
No, I did, yes. But when you
called
called me, I was then at Trader Joe's.
What time
what
was
was I getting at Trader Joe's?
That's not
what
the
was
issue.
I getting at Trader Joe's?
You're getting some grapes and cherries.
For whom?
For me. All right, but let's get to the crux of the matter.
Okay.
At 10:45, when you would have netted to be here, she weren't.
You said go at 11:15.
Yeah.
I was almost ready.
You are almost.
I was almost ready.
But.
I got it together.
Hold it. But she did come and I said.
He did.
You didn't?
He ranted.
I didn't rant. I just said.
You did. That was the one.
I said
your
I bought
rant I buy you all of these things.
I buy you every kind of
and
communication
of that
device.
I see is that's how he keeps track of me. The phone.
I got a phone. I got a phone for her. I got
the bottom line is, you know what?
I got a watch for her. I got an iPad for her. I got everything.
I said.
That's what she said. Now that's what we want to get to. She said, "I'm sorry."
I'm sorry.
And I said, "Well, okay, no problem. That's what we want."
So his rant was, "I bought you all these things,
and I can't reach it." I said, "What would happen if I had a bike accident and was on the side of the road?" I said, "You'd be dead. I had insurance."
I said, "I had to check the insurance." There you
go. So anyway, folks. Oh my goodness, it's 9:28. Oh my goodness.
All right. So I said, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, she did.
I'm sorry. Quickly.
Apologize quickly. So our time is up, and I didn't get to number 3. My number 3. All right. So here's what we want to do.
What's your number 3?
I'm not gonna go. We got to stay on time tonight because it's time is the essence. We'll finish this next week. Okay.
Okay.
Now here's what I do want to say. Listen carefully. The first annual Willie and Dee Jolley marriage anniversary brunch is going to be the day after our anniversary, which is June 28th is our anniversary. The 29th, Saturday the 29th in Washington. It's very limited, but it's very nice, and it's going to be something that you're going to enjoy. You will have time with us. We will go through the principles of the book, the lessons we've learned over 34 years.
And we'll have an activity too.
And
to involve you.
Miss Lynn is on, Lynthia Borley, who's our meeting and events coordinator. The registration starts tomorrow morning. It opens tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. It could be very well closed by noon. I don't know, or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. But get in early, register, and the ones who register get to be
First
with us.
Crack at it. Okay.
And if you don't, we'll have to find a time.
So jollymarriage.com
it's very intimate.
/brunch.
jollymarriage.com/brunch. Do it tomorrow morning. Don't delay. Well, look, thank you. I want to thank Ms. Lynthia Borley for being our meeting planner and event planner and helping us do that. She is the president and CEO of, I can't remember the correct. Royal.
Is that right?
Is that right, Lynn? Hit me up real quick
Experience.
so I can see it. A Royal
Experience.
Okay.
Treatment.
Royal Treatment.
Oh, okay.
All right. So she's going to be with us, and she's a great meeting planner. You ever need a meeting planner? She is the one. Wedding planner. That's what she is, a wedding planner. And we want to tell everybody, but we only got, ORBS Royal Treatment. ORBS Royal Treatment. There you go. So you look her up online. So thank y'all for being with us. We'll do part 2 next week.
We'll have fun too.
Yeah, we'll have fun on that.
Yes.
20. You're so cute.
Thank you.
You turn me on.
Thank you.
We'll
take that offline.
Yeah. Woo. One of the things I talked about sexy, I was going to give you number 3. You got to be spontaneous. Woo! Oh! Woo! Let it roll, baby.
Jolly out.
Jolly out. Love y'all. God bless you. Bye.
Is that your number 3?
Yeah.